of CurlKit. CurlKit is a subscription service modeled around sending you 4 to 6 products a month at a phenomenal fee of $20 with $5 shipping a month. And you can't beat that because you go to the store, you can spend 2 products on that. So we definitely are here to service everybody's natural curl needs. And in addition to that, we are doing our weekly Curl Talk, which incorporates not just hair, but lifestyle, culture, and sophistication. And tonight's guest is a wonderful person that you must hear from and know. She's an expert in her field. We thought it was important to bring her on tonight because she is going to speak about things that we should never leave out of our life. Meaning never to say that as we are growing and becoming who we are, and we look fabulous and our hair is great, and you're getting a curl kit every month, that you should not forget also about life insurance. I've already said it life insurance. I was saying it in a way that was kind of like letting people understand that this is an important piece. And I think this is a conversation that many people don't really put on the top of their list. And it is National Life Insurance Awareness Month. So we thought it was important to bring up this topic before we close out the wonderful month of September. And you know, when we think of September, everything's school, education. So we're going to get educated today by one of the members of the Coakley Financial Group, Mrs. Renee Coakley. And again, if you're catching us on a replay, just please type in replay in the comments. Hi, Crystal. Welcome. Thank you for joining us tonight. Hey, Nicole. I see you. Thank you. I see you. Some thumbs ups here. If you're joining us tonight, thank you. I just want to thank you guys for joining us tonight. Tonight's talk is going to be talking about things we normally, I think in my own thought, I never really think about it until I need it. And not to make this sound morbid, we're not trying to make this sad, but in recent events, there has been some recent loss of, family members and friends and situations that have occurred. And one of the things that always pop up when that happens is, oh, is my family okay? Did I do the right thing? Did I set up myself financially? And again, we talk about money, making money, but we also got to make sure that we keep that money inherited. I don't make the money for myself, but it's for my family. And there's other factors that come in place when you make money. Right, guys? So without further ado, let me just read you a brief introduction to who Miss Renee Coakley is. Renee Coakley is the owner of an award-winning insurance agency, Coakley Financial Group, where she and her husband work side by side. Coakley Financial Group mission is to educate families on the importance of life insurance and the role it can play in building generational wealth. And that is something we should make known. This should be our language and our dialogue, especially in these times. Renee has always had a heart to serve, which is why she aids her agents in their professional development and empowers them to serve the community, which is also important. Prior to officially joining Coakley Group, Renee worked as a licensed real estate agent with over 12 years of sales experience. In her spare time, Renee loves making jewelry and spending time with her family. Oh, I should have worn my bracelet. I'm sorry.
No, I do.
You guys, don't get it fooled. She know her money and she know how to make you look cute too.
It's funny because it's like with being moms and also being entrepreneurs, it's like we merge so many things together. We take care of the family, we dress them, we take care of all aspects of their life. So I do want to go ahead and thank you for having me on here tonight. And I do think that this is a really important topic. I think a lot of times, like when we talk to our children about maturing, we talk about, puberty and what they're going through, but then we never talk about finances. We never talk about like what happens when you mature financially and some of the things that you should automatically have in place. Yeah. So that's why I'm kind of excited about National Life Insurance Awareness Month. And I know most people are going, I've never even heard of that. But,
me too.
About how important that is. Like we have insurance on our car, we have insurance on our house. Why don't you have insurance on the people that you love, or why don't you have insurance on your life?
Yeah.
So we don't think about that.
It is so true. And so with no further ado, let's get into the questions that we have tonight. So we want to bring our audience in, and for many of you guys, I want to ask a question in advance. How many of you guys have life insurance policies? And if you do, can you put a yes or a heart, or put like a heart, maybe like something symbolic of life insurance? What's a good emoji for life insurance?
I like hearts. I'm not even gonna lie. I like hearts because I feel like you're gonna protect all the people that you love. So if you love it, protect it. So heart, 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 heart. I love hearts.
All right. Throw a heart in the comments field so we know that if you have a policy. And if you don't say you don't, or you don't have to say I don't have it. You could just say, heart, question mark. You're in the midst of thinking about it or getting it, or you got to increase it, whatever the case may be. Hey, Camille, thank you for putting, she put purple hearts, and your heart could be any color. It could be black, it could be yellow. I should put green in mine. I'm gonna put green, black, and yellow because I'm Jamaican. And just wait, Renee Jamaican too, so we have an official Caribbean conversation. No, we're not going into the patois tonight, but just saying. Let me not divvy you off, guys. Let me start with the first question.
I don't care what you say, Heather. We cousins.
Yes, we are related. we kinfolk from the same island. So let's start with the first question. What made you decide to switch your career from a real estate agent to insurance? Because again, two different fields to some degree. You make money in both, but obviously, getting a house for people now, going into now getting, helping people get insurance for themselves. What was the reason for this big switch?
Okay, it's actually strange, but I had my life insurance license before I even had my real estate license because I worked as a claims adjuster a long time, many moons ago. Okay. And I remember talking to the agents on the other line. I'm like, oh my gosh, these people on the other line, they sound so happy when they call in here. I want a piece of that.
Oh, wow.
So I went ahead and got my insurance license. I did then go ahead and get my real estate license. But I do think that they kind of coincide because it's really both about serving people. One's about putting people into the home of their dreams. The other one is about protecting families and also building a legacy. Yeah. So even though I was still selling life insurance, when I knew that we were opening this agency, my husband was like, I need you. And trust me, I went kicking and screaming. I was like, no. I was like, I don't want to do it. And the whole thing was not really that I didn't love life insurance, but I was like, okay, I want to stay married. Is it going to work if we actually have to work together?
I know the feeling.
Yes, but we made it work. So, I mean, and I love doing this because my whole reason for doing this is to actually educate families on the importance of life insurance. It's not to make it sound morbid. It's not to make it sound ugly, but it's about building a legacy.
Yeah.
That's so huge when you think about like your name being remembered generations from now, or, when you're gone, your family can go, yeah, you know what? I remember Heather. She was wonderful. She started that business. And not only did she do that, she set up a legacy so that we can be taken care of.
Yes. I love that. And when you say that, as you're talking and how many of you guys, if you do have any kind of like, I have stocks for my kids. I have, I thought about more than just giving them, clothes on their back. Like I thought about when I was getting into this, business field, I was like, if I'm acquiring, a certain level of finances and money, I want to make sure that I establish a different portfolio of things, not just like stocks, but, get a life insurance policy, make sure I have life insurance not on me, but also on the business. I mean, I don't know if you guys are aware, but if you guys ever decide to go into business for yourself, you got to make sure, hey, Rabia, she's one of my regulars. Thank you for joining us tonight. You should always put life insurance on also the business that you have, because again, this is our livelihood. This is how I feed my family. This is how I feed other people's family who work for me. So there's a a purpose for this whole thing. And generational wealth, I think, is one of the things that never growing up you heard. It seems like it's become more kind of prevalent now. And for me, I just kind of feel like, and let's just say this right now, 2018, my God, the year's almost over, that we need to really get more serious about, generating generational wealth, because, from what I know, the stats about, especially not to call out any race, but especially the Black community, our numbers of generational wealth is below like $5. Like it's going to be ridiculous by the time like 20 something. I remember when Dr. Kimbrough brought that up. It was interesting. Not to getting heavy, I'm just saying, I love what you said. So I want to make sure I invite you guys on. And if you are catching the replay, thank you for joining us tonight. Tonight, we're going to be talking about, finances and creating, having and setting up a wonderful financial portfolio. It is about, making sure that we take care of our family and we do more than just, take care of ourselves. Because, I'm a mom. So when I when I think about taking my family, I don't want to just think about feeding them and putting clothes on their back. It's also make sure that they're taken care of financially if my eyes or God forbid anything happens to me. So such an important topic. If you guys are really interested in learning more about this topic, please just let us know. Share, throw something, love to hear it.
I just saw my sister pop up on there. Alicia Austin, you just
Hi, Alicia. Thank you for joining us. So anyway, let's go to the next question. But that's awesome to hear that you started this for people, and it's about people because again, you're dealing with families. These are lives that are affected by this. So value for money is important. So how do you help making life insurance affordable and reasonable? Because for me, I played around with not having life insurance for like a couple of years. I'm not gonna lie, I was not the best person. And I got serious a little bit before I turned 30. I was like, oh wait, it's getting higher. I got to get me some insurance because I don't want to wait till the numbers get too ridiculous and you kind of playing like, getting getting a policy that just basically won't really cover much. So can you give us share with us how do you help making life insurance affordable? Because I think sometimes people take that off their list of things.
And not only do we try and make it affordable, but I think a lot of times when people think about the process, they think it's going to be something that's going to be all day or it's going to last forever. And what we do is we make it so simple. It depends on what it is that you're getting. And I mean, when I say simple, we can be in and out, and that's with us doing a presentation, a quote within like 30 minutes, sometimes 20. So a lot of times what we do is we think about, oh my gosh, it's going to take all day. Like when you go to buy a car, it doesn't take that long. We can either do an in-person interview where we come into your home, we ask you questions, we can actually give quotes over the phone, we can cover you over the phone. It just depends on what kind of coverage it is that you want. And what we try to do is we try to make it affordable. We make it affordable by making sure that it fits into your budget. We ask about your needs and then we fit it into your budget. We have policies that are as low as $15 a month. So,
really?
And I mean, when you think about what we spend $15 on, and our average policies, because we do a lot of final expense, our average policies are $50.
Yeah. Hey, Cal.
That's less than a cup of coffee a day.
Yeah.
So it's like when you think about that and you go, $50, I spend $50 easy, or even $15. So like we try and make it so easy that it fits into your budget. And it doesn't have to be a lot, as long as you have some. So you can start out and then at a later date add some more, add something else. It just depends on where you are. We try and meet you where you are financially.
Yeah, and I see some people have questions. Crystal, we're gonna make sure she answers your question. We're not gonna leave. She did ask a very interesting question. I don't want to leave that out. Again, want to make sure that we do have enough time for anybody who has questions. If you have any questions related to life insurance and making sure that you have enough, or if you want to be interested in following up with Renee, she'll be available. And we're going to also make sure that tonight, guys, don't just be viewers, be participants. If you have a question, drop a comment. If you put a comment, if you say anything in the comment field, there's going to be a wonderful opportunity to get something great from Renee into your DM. Because we make sure we start you off with some great information. Like she's basically giving you a great package to kind of, start with. It's, just to give you the layout of how to get your finances right. So Don't just watch tonight, guys. Please, if you're even watching the replay, put a comment out there. Put a heart. Put any color heart you guys want tonight. Tonight is all 3 heart colors tonight. So whatever heart you want to put, heart represents that you have a policy, you're interested, you're gonna take the next steps with getting a policy. Make sure you put a comment, and if you're interested in getting further information, by you commenting tonight in the comment field, we're gonna slide up in your DM, give you something great for that. Okay? Yeah. Sorry, I'm gonna take a sip of tea, guys. I'm sorry. I'm not having a Wendy Williams moment, but I need to sip some tea because my throat is very dry. Sorry. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. So as I said before, I love that, you provide such a wonderful breakdown of the money, because oftentimes, what you said to me, I spent more money on gas. So if I can consider the dollar amount that you threw out there to get a life insurance policy, I'm in. And I think if anybody is on tonight, if you do look at your budget, look at your bank account, look how much, look at where your money is going and think about where you can redirect that. And I can tell you how much, because oftentimes I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm gonna have an honest moment with y'all. I remember cutting my policy off because I saw it in the budget and I was like, well, this can go. And I said to myself, no, I said to myself now, like, that wasn't a good move, but I did that. And oftentimes a lot of people don't have policies because that's just one of the things that they kind of considered, that they don't need, especially when they lose their job or something. That oftentimes become the first thing that people take off. And I definitely tell people, once you lock in at a certain rate and age, don't give it up. It's always, I'm just saying, I'm speaking to y'all personally. Yeah, I'm glad that you said that, and I'm glad those numbers really, to me, tell people, let people know you're not spending you're not throwing a money bag at your life insurance policy. It's a very good way to protect your family for the unexpected. And they always say we protect our cars, we protect our house, we need to protect our family. So,
sure.
And on to the next question.
You make a really good point, which is the younger you are, the lower your premiums are going to be. So the older you are, the more your premiums are going to be.
Yeah, and that's realistic.
Yes. So I saw Crystal put something like that. She was asking about the premiums going up, and it goes up with your age. So the older you are, and then depending on whether or not you have any health problems.
Yes, we got to also factor that in. So I'm sorry, I saw the question, but I didn't get a chance to answer. So how does the Coakley Financial Group assist people in choosing the right life insurance policy? Because I did see somebody said they need to look into that. She said she need a policy. So you came to the right place. And I know that you responded, so you should be getting a nice, wonderful, information from Renee in your DM. So that'll be a good place. That's the starter right there. So if you're interested, we could start a conversation right there. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Definitely. Well, what we do is we come in, we sit down with you, we have a small conversation, just ask you some health questions, ask you about what your goals are, and then we're able to fit a policy to your need. So we offer term policies. We also offer whole life policies. Again, we're able to also do it right over the phone. So it depends on what it is that you're getting. So we try and make it so easy, and then not even making it easy. It's not a long process. So it's so short. You're gonna be like, oh my gosh, this was I spent less time here doing this than I did maybe at the doctor's office or on your lunch break. Yes, you're like, oh my gosh. Yeah, so it's you prolong it and it's so quick and so easy. You're going, what was I doing all this time?
All right, being that we're on CurlKit CurlTalk tonight, obviously CurlKit is a hair subscription service. It is much easier or shorter to get a life insurance policy than it is to do a wash day. My wash day ain't 30 minutes, y'all. How many of y'all can tell me that y'all wash day is less than 30 minutes, other than maybe Naturalicious products? Shout out to Gwen. You love her wash day cut in half. I can tell you that on average, a wash day is not 30 minutes. And if you equate your wash day to getting a life insurance policy, let's just say while you're washing your hair, you can get a life insurance policy. While you're in a halfway process to washing your hair, you can get a life insurance policy.
Yes, and I mean it's true. And we were talking about it. We were talking about even with hair. So I've actually let the relaxer grow out of my hair. So I mean it is straightened today, but I'm like, okay. We talked about protective styles. I'm like, shoot, you protect your hair. Why not protect the rest of your body? Protect your life. Protect your family.
Yes.
So, and I think we need to start thinking about it like that, and not where it's something like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna die. It's, oh my gosh, I need to go ahead and put this plan in place so my family's protected, so they're taken care of.
Yes.
So I think that's real important.
Yeah, I definitely could say that. So for you, yes, Mary says it takes an hour and her hair is super short. Yes. No matter what hair length you guys have, life insurance policy can happen faster than you getting your hair done. So let's just say that in order to protect your family and to create generational wealth will not take longer than washing your hair. Mm-hmm. Let's just say this is exactly why you guys need to think about this. We talk about everything. We talk about protecting our hair, we don't, and I don't want to dwell on that, but I do say to ourselves, we want to save money. We want to save money on this and that and this and that. And also, protect ourselves in all fashions, starting from the weather, the sun, all that, especially with the styling products that we provide in CurlKit. And I think that life insurance policy should be a factor on, in some way, shape, or form in our life. Let's not leave it out. CurlTalk is not just about hair. We're here to talk about, lifestyle and culture. And we got to remember that with you looking beautiful, you got to make your money, your bank account got to look good too. Can't be looking raggedy.
Well,
the money got to get right.
You also don't want to have a fish fry or even the GoFundMes. And then when you look at those, so many times people aren't giving as much to the GoFundMes because if you think about all the fraud that has occurred and you're looking like, okay, if you plan for it, then it just kind of eases your mind where you're not feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm burdened with this. And one of the things we always say is you could either leave your family with debt or you can leave your family with dollars. So,
wow.
Yes.
I like that. That's just the simplest way to consider what to do when it comes to considering life insurance policy. If you have children, if you don't have children, if you have anybody you love, if you want to leave a legacy for a foundation, at the end of the day, you could leave them with debt or dollars. Debt or dollars. I'm never good at saying that word, but that's a good analogy or a good expression, and I like that. And on to the next question, just because that just sit with me. But again, if you're catching the replay, we're halfway in. I don't want to leave anyone. If you're catching the replay tonight, this is CurlTalk. I am with the one of the founders of the Coakley Financial Group, and we're talking about finances, generational wealth, and getting familiar with making sure you have a good life insurance policy as we're now closing September, and want to make sure you guys know that September is Life Insurance Awareness Month. Let's not forget this. Let's not put this off. Let's not wait till 2019. I'm not about waiting for the new year to get my life right. I am about in 2018 getting it done today. I hope you guys think the same way. If you do, give me a high five, guys. Yeah. Well, I don't want to get too dwelled off on anything. Is getting a life insurance policy equally important as having a will? Tell us the advantages of having both. And and I want to make sure we don't leave anybody's questions. We will make sure if you guys have questions, put it in a comment. In addition to posting a comment, anytime you comment, you will get a wonderful gift from Renee in your inbox, in your DM.
That's right. I actually just looked to see. So we actually have both. Now, I feel like that's a part of your entire plan because having a life insurance policy, a lot of times it's going to allow your family to determine what to do with your legacy. But if you do have a will or even a trust, what that will do is that will let them know exactly what it is that you want, what you've planned, and then you're able to then lay down exactly who you want to be in charge of what. And then you can also put down things that you want done. Like if you want a scholarship fund started in your name, you can do that. And you can start that out by, having an insurance policy to take care of that.
Okay.
So I feel like they're both equally important. And they're equally important because they're all a part of the plan. You don't want to have an insurance policy and then, of course, not have any of your wishes known. We do have a book that we offer with our policies, and it's called the Final Wishes book, where you're able to put down like your favorite color, your favorite saying, things like that. But then it's not a legal document. So you do want to make sure that you have a whole plan in place so you can do both.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of like you verbally speaking when you're not present.
Yes. So no one has to guess. No one has to go, well, I don't really know what Heather wanted. Well, maybe we will set up a college fund in her name. And I think that's huge. People leave money to their colleges. They leave money to their churches. That's huge because it's like you're no longer here, but you're able to still impact the world, and you're still able to leave a legacy. And that's what this is about, is being able to leave a legacy, being able to have people look back and go, wow, you know what? Heather was here. You won't be forgotten.
I like that. V said Final Wishes book. That's new to me, V. Now I'm thinking about it. That's on my checklist in 2018 that I add that into. Let's just say I'm guilty, guys. I ain't got my will together. Renee, don't chastise me. I'll get it together.
I won't. I was just gonna say that when I see you in October, I'm gonna give you one of those books. But what that is, it's just a small book, and what it does is it allows you to put things down. And we don't think about these things like, you know, any siblings that you may have. It allows you to put down your favorite colors, your favorite sayings, like where you were born, where your parents were born. So it's a way for you to be able to like leave a love note for your family. I will give you one when I see you in October.
Okay.
And, I know that V just wrote a book, so maybe I'll pop up at maybe one of her book signings and drop one off to her. So I am definitely excited about that.
She got you. Yeah, I would love that. I'm glad that you said it, because you know what? I find it difficult sometimes to think about what I'm gonna like leave. As much as we're talking about life insurance, I cringe at the idea, and I kind of get emotional. My eyes welt up. The thought of it always leaves me a little bit like, oh my God, this has to be written, and I don't want to write it. But then at the end of the day, you know, we got to look at it as we got to take care of our family no matter what. We're not guaranteed tomorrow, guys. I'm guilty. You know, I'm young enough to say that I may live to see 100, but I may not. Not to get emotional, but I had lost my sister 3 years ago last week. So, and she was only 46.
Wow.
And, you know, it brings you into perspective that you need to really think about these things, that tomorrow's not guaranteed. We don't know how long we have. I don't care if you're 22 and you live in your best life. Your best life you don't have to see your best life by the end of the year. So let's just say wherever you guys are financially, let's think about this. Let's put this into perspective that, you know, life insurance is not something to just say, oh, I added because I added when I need it. It's important. Add it into your life while you're young, especially when, thank you, Mary. I understand. I thank you. Thank you, guys. I didn't want to get so wrapped up into saying that, but thank you for your condolences. I definitely want to say that policies and having life insurance policy, and again, guys, I don't bring up conversations like this because I just feel like it. This is important. I think about family. I think about friends. I think all of you guys watching tonight are an extension of people if I saw you in the street, I would say, you know what, get a life insurance policy. You never know. My sister took care of her kids. She left a very, you know, respectful policy. She didn't have a will. So that really opened up a little bit of drama. So with this wishes book that you have, I like that. Not a lot of life insurance policy companies offer that. So if you think about what she's doing and what she's offering, that's an awesome part of a company. Financial groups that just telling you, oh, well, get a policy, get this, and go home. You're offering something that will kind of leave a love note, and I love that. That's such a beautiful way of making people know it's not like, you know, a morbid thing. It's, I love you guys this much, and this is what I'm going to, you know, let you know are my last will and testament in some way. And it'll be a kind of remembrance of who you are.
And see, you remember your sister for making that good choice. You're like, I mean, you have her memory, but you're like, wow, she actually took care of her kids. That was, you know, that was a smart move on her part. So, you know, it's like you can remember her and her children are able to remember her, and you remember her in love, and you don't go, oh my gosh, we still have to pay the bill on that. So it's like, you know, my heart definitely goes out to you, because I lost one of my favorite cousins and she was 30. And it was like, when we heard that she was sick and she had stomach cancer, we're like, no, this isn't true. Like, you're too young. You know, you just got married. There's no way that this can happen. And we never think about, you know, we tomorrow isn't promised, and we never think about like, okay, it isn't like an expert, like we don't know when anything is going to happen. So, you know, that's part of the reason why I actually take my time and we go and sit with people and we have these conversations, and we do these because it's important to educate people about, you know, just taking the time and just planning. And again, it's like a few minutes. It's not even something that takes all day.
No, I'm saying, and if you guys catching us, if you are going to watch this later on and catching the replay, if anyone watches on the replay, I'd like to just let you know that, you know, tonight is very helpful to me. There's a lot of things that you taught me, and I hope some of you guys were able to get some great information. If you need some further information, Renee will be available through the comments, and also through when you comment, if you respond to sorry, got my mind all messed up. If you comment tonight, I'm sorry, I'm gonna get my life right tonight. If you comment tonight on this chat, or if you catch a replay, there will be a wonderful information that will start a conversation with Renee in your DM. And from there, you can go further and get further conversations with the Coakley group, the Coakley Financial Group, regarding life insurance and other factors regarding generational wealth. And I think we have one more question. And then after that, anybody who posted comments or questions, we will go back. As I saw Crystal, if you're still on, we're going to get back to your question. She did ask a question, and I want to make sure we don't leave that out. Can we have that last question before I know you said it, so I'm just going to, we kind of said it already, but can you tell us the little types of insurances that the Coakley Group offer?
Well, we do offer whole life policies. We also offer term policies. We have a product that's a return of premium. I mean, so what we do is we sit down and we try and figure out the best fit for you.
Yes.
And we work from there so that it's not a one size fits all. And we don't want anyone to feel like it's a one size fits all, because we want to make sure that when you're no longer here and your family's going, well, I thought she had something, we can explain, okay, yeah, this is what she had, and this is what we're doing, and this is what, this is your policy. So again, like, I don't want everyone to feel like, oh my gosh, you have to have like $1 million policy, but you start out small. I mean, anything is worth having. It's better than having nothing at all.
I agree. Even if you get something small, it's better than leaving, it's better to leave something for your family that they can be able to start with. And like I said, you don't have to come into a big cash amount of money to leave something for your family. So I like that you put in that perspective, and I definitely appreciate the information that you shared with us tonight. So I don't want to leave out the people who brought up anything valuable to bring up to the group. So Crystal Pearson says, I have a whole life policy since 1988. Is it advantageous to let it go and switch to term insurance? It's $100K policy that I pay $35 a month. Now I'm at 55. So quotes at this age at my age seem to be, I guess, every 5 years it goes up. That's what she was saying in the next part of it.
Okay. So
premiums are increasing at every 5 years. That's what she was saying.
Yes. Crystal, I don't want to just say, oh yeah, get rid of it or don't get rid of it. That's something that I would like to sit down and speak with you about. And that's just because it's, again, not a one size fit all. We need to find out like what your goals are, where it is what you plan on doing with the money. Yeah. But it sounds like a good policy. Like I'm truth be told, but definitely it's not something that I can just go, oh, I can answer it from here, because it might be an accidental death and dismemberment. It might not be a full, you know what I'm saying? So it's like to be able to actually look at the policy, to be able to actually do a policy review on it, to talk to her about her goals, and then be able to go from there. But it is important to know that the older you get, the higher your premiums go. And what we also don't think about is your health. A lot of times we don't realize that our health will also impact the amount that we pay in insurance premiums too. Yeah,
definitely. Not saying that as you age, you'll have health problems, but if that's the end, if at all, if you ever happen to have an issue that arises, if you lock up the policy way early, you don't have to worry about it because you got locked in before. And, obviously health factors always become a clause in any insurance policy. I know because my dad, when he was diagnosed with prostate, we had a very high insurance policy. At least we didn't know. Sorry, correction. He doesn't have a high insurance policy because he locked in early before we locked in early before, we discovered this. So there was no, increase in policy. I think it was health insurance. We were dealing with health insurance factors, but I think definitely people should know this. And I have another question. Mary says, I'm 43 and I'm late. She's asking if she's late to get one. Someone asked that.
No.
Mary,
you're still alive. You are not too late.
You live and kicking, girl.
Yes. No, not at all.
Yeah, she said, as I'm looking at this live, I'm talking to my daughter-in-law, and this is something I need to do ASAP. Yes, Mary, get it today, girl. Let's not let something like this slip, because again, we do think about, everything else. We think about, insuring every single part of us. We sure, styling, protecting our hair. Let's protect our family. This is so much things that we need to really kind of like consider, and it don't take long. And as we said before, if you're just catching this live, to sign up for a life insurance policy takes shorter time than wash day. And I got short hair, and I can tell you that for a fact. If My wash day is longer than 30 minutes. So I definitely would tell you that, tonight's chat, I hope you guys were able to get a lot of information from Renee and all that she knows about, insurance, and her Coakley Financial Group if we can put up how to get to her or how to connect with her, if you go to CoakleyFinancialGroup.com and then follow her on her Facebook at Coakley Financial Group. So by tapping it, by connecting with them somehow through any of the social media channels or directly on their website, you can get the conversation going and begin to create the generational wealth in the sense of you creating the legacy you started and let it continue beyond, when you no longer exist. And I'm glad that you guys, came on tonight. I don't want to hold up any of your time. If anybody has any more questions, please feel free to comment tonight and put it in the comments, as we will definitely make sure that she answers your question. If if you come on a replay, Renee, if you can just, keep this replay, go back to it later and just respond to any comments that someone may have. We hope that we'll be able to answer it, or they can just follow you on your Facebook pages and then those conversations. And they have a lot. And I would say I like following your company's group because you guys put so much things that make me think. I'll be on my feed laughing at something crazy and you put up something serious. I'm like, let me go get that done. No, but you know what? You stir up sometimes the things that we should always think about. So I appreciate that. You put things back in perspective. You got to think about these things. We shouldn't just think about, living our best life. You better live your best life by locking up a policy. Okay, guys. Anyway, if no one has any more questions, thank you. Mary says, thank you so much for this important topic. Thank you for letting me know. If you guys enjoyed tonight's Curl Talk, I really, really would love if you guys can just give me any kind of feedback in the comments. I'm trying my best to always make sure that we stir the conversations. And I relocated, so I don't live around a lot of my family. So you guys are kind of like people I like to have conversations with. And so when I bring guests on, it's kind of like, you have a dinner party and you bring up conversations. This is kind of like the way I think a Curl Talk is. Like, you think about all the stuff that happens on a daily basis and you just bring it in front of people that I don't know in some sense, but I do know because I feel like some of you guys are all like friends I know, especially Rabia and a lot of people that are my regular Curl Talk. So I definitely want to say thank you guys for having me on and joining us tonight. And thank you, Renee, for coming on tonight and being part of this Curl Talk. We definitely appreciate your wonderful, abundant, resourceful information that you provided to us.
Well, I want to say thank you because, I'm on this end right now, but there are a lot of Wednesdays I'm on the other end, and you have some really good Curl Talks. Like, I was excited about the DNA reveal. I watched Pam when she was on here. So, I'm not only like on here as a guest tonight, but I'm also a watcher. Watch Curl Talk.
I try to make sure I highlight things that as people in our daily lives, we think about our hair, but we also have all these other factors going on, and this is an important factor. I'm a human being. I know how important it is to talk about these things, and sometimes we go about our daily lives and we don't talk about this thing. So why not just make it be part of a Facebook Live? Let's slide up some really thoughtful, not say controversial, but slide up some really interesting conversations, and let's when you hang up from here tonight, look at your policy or look and assess whether you started a policy, or if you don't have one, if you need to bump it up. Because when if you're at an age where you need to bump it up, do it. Like, don't wait. I have to look at my policy again because I've come into a different level of finances. And I have to look at it and say, okay, do I have enough after I close my eyes? Will my sons have the ability to take care of the business if they decide to continue it? If they don't, I want to still let them have something to start with. I just want to make sure that I set my kids up right. I don't want them to say, dang, Ma, you couldn't even look out for me. I love my kids beyond when I'm not alive. And this is why I think it's important that you guys think the same way. So that's all I have to say. Sorry. It was just an important topic tonight. So I just want to make sure everyone knows that this was such an important piece of tonight's Curl Talk, and wrapping up September. Thought it was just really great for us to be able to bring this up before we go into a new month.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. So if anyone doesn't have any more questions, thank you. Appreciate everybody coming on tonight, and we'll have a wonderful Curl Talk in the next Wednesday. Oh, sorry.
The free gift, the download.
Oh, yes. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead, Renee.
Okay, so if you want to go ahead, we have 9 questions you need to ask yourself to determine whether or not you need life insurance. And you can go to bit.ly and it's CFG 9 questions. So
okay. And we're going to put that in the comments also. So if we can have somebody put that bit.ly link in the comments, when you click on that bit.ly, the rest is going to just take you there. So
yes.
If we don't have it right now before the live is closed, if you guys, when the live ends, please come back to this replay. If you catch it on a replay, just look at the bottom in the comments and CurlKit will post it. Or Renee, you can post it too in the comments. So however we get it, we will make sure that if you want to get these 9 questions to that, that will be the good start to assessing your family's, start to the life insurance policy journey that you want to make sure you lock up. So thank you guys. I don't want to take any more of your time. Thank you for a wonderful Curl Talk, and we will see you guys in the next Curl Talk. Have a wonderful and blessed night. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.